Hi, my dear intelligence. I hope you all are fine. So, in this, we are going to discuss about friction. So, here I am going to explain the very most important problems and problem solving techniques connection to the concept of friction, including some basic concepts. So, let me start our discussion. So, friction basically known to that it is a contact force, it is a kind of electromagnetic force. It is always acts tangential to the common contact surface. Tangential to the common contact surface. For suppose I am taking a bar whose mass is m, which is placed on the horizontal surface. Then there is a common contact surface is there. Then the frictional force between these two contacting surfaces will act along the tangential and always opposite to the external force which make a changes in the position of object. For suppose I am applying 20 newtons of external force, so that I am trying to change the position of the object. Hence the frictional force generating will always act opposite to the external force which is acting on the object to change the or tries to change the position of the object. So this is the very most important. It is acting tangential as well as opposite to the external force. Opposite to the external force. Intelligence, please remember this one. And after that, one most important point, misconception understanding. Most of the people will think that friction is a kind of force which directly proportional to weight of the body, sir. It is absolutely wrong. Friction not depends upon the weight of the body. Friction depends upon the normal reaction or the normal force produced by the surface on the object or developed by the object on the surface. Friction directly proportional to normal force only. If friction is directly proportional to normal force, to remove this proportionality symbol, we are supposed to take a proportionality constant. Let I am taking that it is a mu into n, sir. A mu का नाम coefficient of friction, sir. We are calling it is the coefficient of friction. Then coefficient of friction mu is equal to, we can write F upon n. There here friction is a force only. Friction is a kind of force and normal force is also force only. So SI unit of friction is Newton and SI unit of the normal force is also Newton only. Newton is going to be Gaia. So that is what happens, sir. Mu had no units. Coefficient of friction had no units. Coefficient of friction had no dimension formula. Coefficient of friction never become negative, sir. It never become negative. Coefficient of friction equal to 0 for smooth surface. Smooth surface is nothing but there is no friction, sir. And coefficient of friction is always between 0 and 1, sir. Some surfaces, if they are highly polished, another important point. If you are doing polishing, the more polish you are doing, more friction is going to be generated. Most of the people think that if you are polishing the surface is going to become very smooth. When the surface is going to become very smooth, then the friction is going to become zero. Absolutely wrong, sir. Frictional force between two surfaces is going to be increased by polishing the surface more and more. So more polish you are doing, the more frictional force is going to be generated. That is why while constructing the houses, people are going to polish the marbles what they are going to be established in the floor. And next one, frictional mu is going to be increased by polishing the surface. Mu value mostly it is in between 0 and 1 only. It is more than 0 and less than 1. And for some surfaces which are polished highly, for those surfaces we can take mu value is somewhat greater than 1 also, like 1.5, 1.2 also we can take, which is comes under static coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction or coefficient of static friction we can take. So this is the basic information about the coefficient of friction. It has no units, no dimension formula. And after that, my dear intelligent students, you are supposed to know what is angle of friction, sir. What is angle of friction? So let note down this one, angle of friction. So what is the meaning of angle of friction? Let I am using the symbol that is pi for the representation of angle of friction. So my dear intelligence, let's consider there is an object which is placed on a rough horizontal surface, rough, such that mu is not equal to 0. Mu not equal to 0 means either there is a mu s. Mu s means coefficient of static friction, mu k means coefficient of kinetic friction. So that we will discuss at the time of types of friction. There I can explain again. So a block whose mass is m placed on the horizontal surface such that what happens at the block is not losing the contact with the surface. In this instant, there is a normal force acting on this object which is is acting in upward direction are perpendicular to the object or perpendicular to the surface by which the force is going to be generated, and there is a frictional force generating because of which it is not losing the contact. So now the resultant of these two contact forces will be taken as resultant contact force. We are calling this is the resultant contact force. Resultant contact force we are saying. The resultant contact force R is equal to, as the two forces are acting on the object which are perpendicular to each other, then the resultant contact force equal to R equal to root of n square plus f square, whereas n square plus, whereas the friction is equal to already well known to you, mu into normal force. Remember that friction is equal to mu into normal force, not mu into weight of the body. So mu n whole square we can write. So we can take any n square as common, then n into root of 1 plus mu square. This is the value of the total contact force acting on the object. Sometimes they might ask you to calculate what is the resultant contact force acting on the object by the contact surface. They also ask this question. Next, the resultant contact force is making particular angle with the horizontal with the normal reaction. Then this force, this angle is called as the angle of friction. The angle made by the resultant contact force which is making with the normal reaction is called angle of friction. So we can write tan alpha equal to opposite one is friction beta, friction upon normal force. Already you know that one friction is equal to mu n, sir. Mu n upon n and n both are going to be cancelled. Then tan of angle of friction is equal to mu. Sometimes they will ask the question like the angle of friction between the surface and the object is going to become 30 degrees. So determine the value of coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction is equal to tan pi, that is equal to tan 30. We can write, sir, tan 30 is equal to 1 by root 3. So the value of coefficient of friction is equal to 1 by root 3. Always tan of the angle of friction is equal to coefficient of friction we can able to take. So in this case you are supposed to remember angle of friction, tan of angle of friction equal to tan pi. If pi is the angle of friction, then tan pi is equal to mu. If there is a two perpendicular forces acting on the object when it is placed on the rough horizontal surface. One is the normal reaction, one is the frictional force. The resultant of normal reaction and the frictional force will become what, sir? Resultant contact force. The resultant contact force is equal to root of n square plus f square, or is equal to n into root of 1 plus mu square. Here you can also write one more important point, beta. N into root of 1 plus mu square. Mu ka value is beta. Mu is equal to tan pi, then mu square is equal to tan square pi, sir. Tan square pi we can write. According to trigonometric identities, 1 plus tan square theta or 1 plus tan square pi is equal to secant square pi, sir. Because secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. By using the trigonometric identity, we can substitute this is the as what n into secant square theta and root is there, so secant pi we can write. So this is we can also write n by cos pi also we can write. So ye wala what's the resultant contact force. Sometimes they might ask you to determine like this also. If the angle of friction between the surface and the object is equal to 30 degrees and the weight mass of the block is equal to 1 kg, placed on the horizontal surface, 1 kg mass of body placed on the horizontal surface, then what is the resultant net force, resultant contact force? The resultant contact force is equal to, formulas are there, n into root of 1 plus mu square we can write. Root of 1 plus mu square you can write. But in this given question, angle of friction is given but mu value not given. So you are supposed to write this value in terms of the angle of friction, that is equal to n secant pi, or is equal to n by cos pi you can write, sir. N by cos pi, cos of which angles are 30 degrees. N is how much beta for a horizontal surface? Normal reaction is going to be balanced by the weight of the body. So where if you are taking g is equal to 10 meter per second square, hence we can write this 1 into 10 we can write it as 10 only. So normal reaction is equal to 10 by cos 30 we can write, sir. Then this is 10 into 2 by root 3. So 20 by root 3 newtons is the total contact force acting on the object. So these are the basic points by which we can able to determine the total reaction force or the total resultant contact force, as well as the relation between the angle of friction and the coefficient of friction. Okay, chalo copy this one. Now you see my dear intelligence, another one. So coefficient of friction mu equal to, I already told you, tan pi, where pi is called as the angle of friction. As we already know that one tan, for suppose pi you take tan pi I am giving. Pi phi is equal to 0, then tan pi is also 0. Pi is equal to 30 degrees, tan pi is also what you can write 1 by root 3 we can write. Whereas pi is equal to 45, tan 45 is equal to 1. If you are writing pi is equal to 60 degrees, then tan 60 equal to root 3, which is equal to 1.732 we can write. Or suppose if you are taking pi equal to 90 degrees, then tan 90 is equal to infinite, it is a very large value. So now my dear intelligence, if you are observing this one, angle is increasing means, if angle is increasing means tan of the angle also increasing, nothing but the coefficient of friction also increasing. So we can write coefficient of friction is directly proportional to tan pi, that is nothing but pi. So coefficient of friction between two surfaces is always directly proportional to angle of friction. Angle of friction increases, coefficient of friction also going to be increases. This is one most important point. After that friction, we are having the three types of friction beta. Basically, friction is nothing but a contact force generating between two surfaces, when they are in contact, sir. And always oppose the relative motion but support the motion. Very, very important point, basic point. Friction always oppose the relative motion but support the motion. See, without friction it is impossible to write anything on the board. Without friction it is impossible to walk from one place to other place. Without friction it is impossible to hold the object. Without friction vehicles also can't able to go from one place to other place. So without friction human life is not going to be exist, because without friction the food material what you are taking cannot enter into the mouth or cannot enter into the stomach. Without friction we can't take the water, so the water cannot able to move from one point to other point. So without friction it is impossible to imagine the existence of human life. And another important point, but because of the friction wear and tear is going to be happen in the machinery part. So friction is necessary, but then also there are some drawbacks are there. Friction is consuming lot of energy, friction is consuming lot of power of the engine, so that we can able to explain that friction is a necessary evil. And another important point, friction is a necessary evil, and there are three types of friction is there. One is a static friction is there, and another one is a kinetic friction. Kinetic friction also known as the sliding friction we can say. This is also known as the dynamic friction also some people can say. And the third one it is a rolling friction, sir. ये वाला rolling friction बेटा. So dear intelligence, static friction is nothing but I am saying friction is the contact force which comes into play when two surfaces are in contact. If two surfaces are in contact, then only friction comes into play. Otherwise the friction will not exist. The two surfaces which are in contact might be in motion relative to each other, might be at rest relative to each other. Now I am standing on the floor. Mera position is what, sir? Stationary position with respect to floor on which I stood. For suppose if you are imagine this one, if you are imagine this piece of chalk is moving on this board. So this is in motion relative to the board, that is nothing but there might be a relative motion between two surfaces, there might be a relative stationary position between two surfaces, there might be a rolling with respect to another surface. So based on that one types of friction is going to be taken place. So now static friction means the relative separation. The two surfaces which are at rest relative to each other, with respect to each other are relative to each other, then we call it is a static friction, sir. Static friction is a self-adjusting force, but it is a self-adjusting force. How it is considered as a self-adjusting force, I will explain. Then next, kinetic friction, sir. Kinetic friction or sliding friction or the dynamic friction, which is nothing but if the two contacting surfaces which are in motion relative to each other, one is moving with respect to another surface, then we can say that is a kinetic friction. This kinetic friction is independent of 2 points you are supposed to remember. Independent of applied force. It not depends upon the applied force. The kinetic friction producing between two contacting surfaces is always constant. It is not going to be changed by changing the applied force. So that is why it is not a self-adjusting force. Kinetic friction is not a self-adjusting force. Once you are going to determine the value of kinetic friction for entire motion, the kinetic friction will be same unless until the surface is going to be changed. Rolling friction is nothing but a rolling friction. One surface, two contact surfaces, one is rolling with respect to another one. Best example we can imagine that it is a cycle, wheels of the cycle. So in case of the cycle, for suppose during the pedaling there is no external force acting on the front wheel beta. There is no external force acting on the front wheel. So upon the front wheel, the friction always act in backward direction only. Upon the front wheel, the friction always act in backward direction only. If you come to the rear wheel or the back end wheel, the back end wheel, when the pedaling is going on, the reaction force by the chain will act in backward direction. Then the friction will always act opposite to the external force which is trying to change the position. So friction always act up forward direction during the pedaling. But if you are stopped the pedaling, for suppose you are there on the cycle, you are applying the force on the pedals, so that what happened, as you are applying the force on the pedals, the cycle is going from one point to other point. During the application of the force on the pedals, the application of force by you is acting in backward direction, then the friction will act in forward direction. For suppose after applying the more force on the pedals, what happens, the cycle gets maximum speed, then you start to stop the applying of force on the pedals. But cycle is moving. In that particular case, the frictional force acting on the back wheel will act in backward direction, same like front wheel. Remember, during the pedaling, friction acting forward direction for back wheel, and if you are stop the pedaling, the friction will act in backward direction only. But in case of the front wheel, the friction always act in backward direction only. This is the important point you are supposed to remember. Now let's come to the another important point. The friction always directly proportional to normal force. So friction equal to mu into n, we can say. The coefficient of friction corresponding to static friction is called the coefficient of static friction. This is coefficient of static friction is mu s, coefficient of kinetic friction, coefficient of rolling friction. Coefficient of static friction is greater than kinetic friction, greater than rolling friction, sir. That is nothing but static friction is greater than, or else limiting friction greater than, kinetic friction greater than, and rolling friction, sir. This is also the point you are supposed to remember. The maximum, for suppose let you consider, I am considering one object whom ka mass is 10 kg beta. I am applying a force here. If I am not applying any force, then I won't predict, or then I won't identify, or I can't understand the resistive force which is acting on the object. In absence of external force, friction also going to become zero. So observe this one, static friction, applied force. So now here, if applied force is zero, then static friction is also zero. Because if you are not applying any force, then you won't experience a resistive force. For suppose, let you consider here, normal force is equal to weight of the block A wala 100 newtons I am taking. Let you consider coefficient of static friction equal to 0.3, coefficient of kinetic friction equal to 0.2. So then static friction value is equal to limiting friction value is equal to mu s into n. So mu s value is 0.3 into 100 newton, that is equal to 30 newton. If you are calculating Fk value, kinetic friction is equal to mu k into n. Mu k value is how much beta? 0.2 into 100. So you can write it is 20 newton, sir. 20 newton is the kinetic friction, whereas 30 newton is the static friction, sir. Now let me observe. Applied force, now I am taking 5 newtons beta. What applied force I am applying on the object? 5 newton. A 5 newton force is less than 30 newton. So the object have a tendency to be in the stationary position unless until applied force is equal to 30 newton. As applied force equal to 5 newton, the 5 newton you are applying, but opposing force is how much beta? 30 newton is the opposing force already there. 30 newton need to be applied in order to change the position, but you are applying only 5 newton. As you are applying 5 newton force, so that what happened? The body cannot change its position. Body cannot change its position means body is said to be in equilibrium. Body is in equilibrium means right side force equal to left side force. Then the right side force is applied force 5 newton, then the left side force static friction is going to become 5 newton, hence the object is in same position. That means if applied force is less than or equal to limiting friction, then the object will get a static friction always equal to applied force only. This is the way that the static friction considered as a self-adjusting force. The static friction ka minimum value is 0 and it is 0 to mu s into n. So now this mu s into n is called as the limiting friction. Remember my dear intelligence, is a very important. The friction between two surfaces which are at rest relative to each other. The friction between two surfaces which are at rest relative to each other must be less than or equal to mu s n. Must be less than or equal to mu s n. start limiting friction, yes sir, 30 Newton. The friction might be 29, 28, 25, 26, 27 or else 10, 5, 0, but it could not become 31. If the applied force is, for suppose just take one more example sir, applied force I am taking 40 Newton beta, applied force is 40 Newton, ये वाला greater than 30 Newton, greater than 30 Newton means object start to move sir, when object is moving उस समय में when object is moving उस समय में there might be a relative motion between two surfaces. If there is a relative motion between two contacting surfaces, then the friction which comes into play is a kinetic friction, not a static friction. So the static friction turns into kinetic friction, but kinetic friction का value is what? It is less than the limiting friction. Less than the limiting friction. After observation, kinetic friction is less than the limiting friction. So in this time, what is the friction you are getting sir? ये वाला equal to 20 Newton, not a 30 Newton. Not a applied force. When applied force exceeds the limiting friction, then immediately kinetic friction starts into act, or then that time acceleration is going to be exist. Acceleration is equal to, let I am taking one more example. Either one block m is there whose mass is m. There is a mu s kinetic coefficient of static friction, mu k coefficient of kinetic friction. Let consider there is a force F applying on the object such that which is greater than the mu s into n sir. As applied force is greater than the limiting friction, then which friction comes into play sir? Kinetic friction, such that object is accelerating. Object is accelerating. This acceleration is equal to, we can write, net force upon mass, total net force upon mass. So whatever we studied in NLM connected bodies, everywhere same formula, acceleration equal to unbalanced load by total mass, but their unbalanced load minus friction need to be written. That's a very simple point. A equal to F net force कितना बेटा? F net is equal to F minus Fk by m we can write. F minus mu k, Fk value is what? Mu k into n by m we can write. So F minus mu k into, in this horizontal object is placed on horizontal surface, so normal force equal to weight of the body, so m we can write. So this is equal to F by m minus mu kg. F by m minus mu kg. So this is the way to determine the value of acceleration if the object is moving on the rough surface or on the frictional surface. When object is moving, accelerating on the rough surface, applied force minus friction need to be considered. Which frictions are? Kinetic friction. Remember this one. Kinetic friction need to be considered. If not, if you are taking limiting friction, the limiting friction will exist as long as the object is at rest relative to the surface. So these are the points you people are supposed to remember. So then next another important point, please you copy this. So now my dear intelligence, as I already told that mu s greater than mu k greater than mu r. So in the same way, so n into mu s greater than n into mu k sir. That's nothing but limiting friction is greater than kinetic friction. Whereas static friction is not equal to limiting friction every time. Static friction value starts from 0 and it might be equal to limiting friction sir. But it could not exceed the limiting friction. Static friction could not exceed limiting friction. If the friction is exceeding limiting friction, then what you are supposed to consider? No bodies are in contact, nothing but no bodies are at rest relative to each other. This is the point. If you are plotting the graph between friction and the applied force, my dear intelligent, as you know that one, if applied force is 0, static friction is 0. If applied force equal to any value, then the static friction also equal to that value until the applied force is equal to what? Beta limiting friction A wala mu s into n. So chalo I am taking that it is here. So this graph will become what? A straight line passing through origin. Straight line passing through origin. So this is what you call pi you can take. And after that, when if applied force exceeds the limiting friction, then immediately what will happen, my dear intelligence? Then immediately object start to slide sir. When object is sliding, उस समय में kinetic friction comes into play, but the kinetic friction value is less than the limiting friction, so the kinetic friction value will come like this. But kinetic friction is independent of the applied force, I already told you, so the graph will be like this. So this is the graph between applied force and the friction. As long as object is in contact with the surface and relative to rest, then for stationary for stationary, applied force is directly proportional to friction and it is equal to limiting friction. Once if applied force exceeds the limit, once if applied force exceeds the limiting friction, then the friction which existing is known as the kinetic friction, and the kinetic friction is independent of this applied force. Whatever the applied force is going to be act on the object, but the kinetic friction always only fixed value which is equal to mu k into n, sir. Mu k into n. Okay, so this is the way. Please copy this one. So now we are going to discuss some important problems or the problem solving techniques connection to the basic concept of friction. Sir, my dear intelligence, let you see. For suppose object whose mass is m placed on the horizontal surface, then normal force in this case is equal to n equal to mg. If for suppose there is an applied force F is acting and the limiting coefficient of limiting friction is mu s, coefficient of kinetic friction is mu k, then static friction or the limiting friction is equal to mu s into n. This is equal to mu s mg, we can write, sir. Because in this case normal force is equal to weight of the object, because weight of the object is balanced by the normal reaction. And next another important point in this case you are supposed to take, that is kinetic friction is equal to mu k n. So mu k n is equal to mu k into mg, we can write, because the normal force in this case is equal to mg, weight of the object. So now for suppose there is a case, first case I am taking that applied force is less than or equal to limiting friction. If applied force is less than or equal to limiting friction, then the object had an acceleration. If applied force less than limiting friction, then the object had no acceleration. उस समय में kinetic static friction is only existing. That static friction is equal to applied force itself, we can able to write. For suppose if applied force equal to limiting friction, then object start to slide. Just jerk is going to be, you are applying the force, applied force equal to limiting friction, then object start to slide. उस समय में acceleration will be taken as 0 and the applied force or the static friction equal to applied force equal to limiting friction, we can take, my dear intelligence. And next another case you can consider, sir. Consider that the applied force is greater than the limiting friction. If applied force is greater than the limiting friction, there is a relative sliding will be taken place between the two surfaces. Relative sliding is existing, sir. Relative sliding is existing means object might get acceleration which is not equal to 0. Then the acceleration is equal to net force upon mass, we can write, sir. Net force upon mass, in this case applied force minus kinetic friction by mass of the object, we can write, sir. So in this case, my dear intelligent, applied force is F and kinetic friction is equal to mu k into mg. I am writing by m, I am writing, sir. Why? Because as object is moving on a horizontal surface, normal force equal to weight of the body. In this case, as no external force is acting. So उस समय में acceleration is equal to F by m minus mu kg, we can write, sir. So this is the way we calculate the acceleration. And another important point, for suppose there is a one most important application is there. The object is, there is a force acting on the object so that the object just start to slide. Object is just start to slide and acting continuously. If object, a force applying on the object makes the body to slide just suddenly, then that force is acting continuously. उस समय में that the force which is enough to slide the body is called as the limiting friction, which is equal to mu s n, sir. And we in this case we can write it is mu s mg, we can write, sir. And this is the force acting continuously, so that we can take it as a applied force. And acceleration is equal to, we can write applied force minus kinetic friction, that is mu k mg upon m, we can write applied force is equal to mu s mg minus mu k mg and whole upon m. So acceleration of the body, if the applied force is just enough to slide the object and acting continuously, remember this one, acceleration of the body, if applied force is just enough to slide the body and acting continuously, then the acceleration is equal to g of mu s minus mu k, sir. This is the acceleration of the body. Because sometimes there can be mu s is equal to 0.5 and mu k is equal to 0.2. Determine the acceleration if the applied force is just enough to slide the object and acting continuously, and take g equal to 10 meter per second square. Mu s minus mu here 10.0.5 minus 0.2 0.3 into 10 is equal to 3 meter per second square. That is the acceleration of the object when the applied force is just enough to strike the body and acting continuously, sir. And another important point, my dear intelligent students, you are supposed to remember in this case A wala very important, sir. Let you consider the case that the object is decelerating. Suddenly object is decelerating on the frictional surface. For suppose, let you consider a car is going on a straight road. A car is going on a straight road, so that the engine force is F, sir. So that there is a kinetic friction is going to be exist. A kinetic friction is Fk, and the weight of the car is acting downward direction. Normal reaction is acting in upward direction. Acceleration is equal to net force upon total mass of the system. Net force is equal to F minus mu k into mg by m, we can write, sir. This is the case that the engine force is acting on the object. Suddenly the fuel exhaust or suddenly the driver of the engine, so that what happens, F is equal to 0. F is equal to applied force is going to become 0, or the driver applies the brake. When driver applies the brake, suddenly what happens, sir, applied force is going to become 0. Applied force is going to become 0. उस समय में object का little displacement is going to be covered with respect to the friction. Only friction is going to be acting, so that is called a deceleration. The friction always acting opposite to the velocity of the object. Friction always acting opposite to the velocity of the object. So friction always act opposite to the relative velocity of the car with respect to ground, so that it going to be generated deceleration. So the deceleration is equal to A equal to minus mu k mg by mm cancel. Hence deceleration is equal to, we can write deceleration equal to mu kg, we can write, or acceleration equal to minus mu kg, we can write, sir. This is the very most important point, my dear intelligence, you are supposed to remember. So when the driver applies the brakes, उस समय में कार का deceleration is there, sir. The deceleration is equal to coefficient of kinetic friction into acceleration due to gravity. And in this particular point, they might ask you to determine what is the stopping distance, what is the time it is taking to come to rest. The stopping distance, in order to determine the stopping distance, for suppose the car might comes to here, and when the car is at this particular position, when car come to this position, sir, उस समय में the driver is going to be apply the force, so that what happens, sir, applied force is going to become 0. From this point A to the point B until it comes to rest, there is only frictional force is acting, so that the final velocity of the object is going to become 0 because of the deceleration. In this particular interval, the body covered some displacement before it comes to rest after applying the brakes. What is the distance taken or covered by the car after applying the brakes before come to rest is equal to stopping distance. उस समय में we can write either at the time of applying the brakes it might have some velocity, let us taking that as a initial velocity. So v square minus u square is equal to 2as, we can write, sir. A final velocity is going to become 0 and a value is equal to mu k g minus mu k g, minus cancel, then s equal to u square upon 2 mu k g, beta, u square upon 2 mu k g. This is the stopping distance of the car before it comes to rest, sir. Another important point, they might ask you to calculate the what, sir, stopping time. That is nothing but time in which it is going to come to rest. V equal to u plus at, we can write, but finally it is going to come to rest 0 equal to u minus mu k g into t. Hence t equal to u upon mu k g, sir. U upon mu k g. So this is the value of the time in which the car come to rest after applying the brakes. This is the value of the total distance covered by the car before it comes to rest after applying the brakes. Okay, please copy this one. So now, my dear intelligence, we are supposed to determine the values of minimum value of the pushing force and the minimum value of the pulling force, or the maximum value of the pulling force, or which is easy, whether pulling or pushing of an object. That points we are going to discuss, sir. For suppose consider a long roller. So here one more roller is there with the same dimension. This is the radius r only. This is also having the radius r only. Consider both are having same dimensions, my dear intelligence. So both the rollers have a tendency to roll on the object horizontal surface. Consider there is a horizontal force acting, or there is a force acting on this object. That force is pulling force, one force is pulling force and another one is a pushing force, F, sir. both the forces are making same angle that I am taking, that is theta, my dear intelligence, ये वाला theta. So theta connected side will be taken as cos opposite, this one f cos theta, and upward this one is what sir, f sin theta we can take. And in this case also, as force is acting towards the center, so components also will act towards the center. So this applied force f cos theta acting towards the center, and normal upward perpendicular component will act in downward direction. Of course, this solid long roller is in contact with the ground, so that the ground unka mass is m and unka bhi mass m, so that is the weight of the object is acting in downward direction, mg is acting in downward direction. As this roller is in contact with the ground, so that the normal force will act in upward direction. Let I am taking this is normal force n1, then let I am taking this is normal force n2 I am taking, sir. Let if we consider in this case, the applied force is f cos theta is acting right side, so friction will act in left side direction. Let that friction might I am taking it is fk or fs we can take. Fk kinetic friction I am going to take. So this kinetic friction is equal to mu into normal force, where the normal force in this case I am assuming it as the n1, and in this case the applied force is left side, so that the friction will act right side. That friction is equal to mu into normal force I am taking, and in this case the normal force is equal to n2 by their intelligence, such that the friction acting between this roller and the ground is equal to mu into n2 we can write, sir. After that, it is very important to determine the normal force, as the roller is not having any acceleration either in upward direction or in downward direction. Vertically it is not moving, sir, such that what you can consider, my dear intelligent, vertically the net force is going to become 0, such that upward force equal to downward force. पूरा upward force yes beta n1 plus f sin theta is equal to mg, sir. Hence n1 is equal to mg minus f sin theta we are writing, sir. In this case n1 is equal to normal force acting on the roller. In case of the pulling is equal to mg minus f sin theta, where f is the applied force, sir. And in case of the pushing, n2 is acting upward direction, where f sin theta is acting in downward direction, mg also acting downward direction. Mg plus f sin theta we can write. Very simple point I will say, sir. Remember, no need to calculate friction, because the friction is directly proportional to the normal force. More the normal force, more friction is going to be generated. More friction is existing, more difficult to change the position of the object. More the friction, more applied force is required in order to change the position of the object. So let you consider in this case, my dear intelligent student, if you are taking this friction is only f only, so f equal to mu into normal force. In first case, in case of the pulling, normal force equal to mg minus f sin theta. In case of the pushing, normal force equal to mg plus f sin theta. So in case of the pushing, normal force is less than pushing, normal force generating in case of the pushing is less than the pulling, sir. Sorry, normal force generating in case of the pulling is less than the pushing, sir. Normal force in case of pulling is less than normal force in case of the pushing. That is nothing but friction producing in case of the pulling is less than the friction producing in case of the pushing. In case of the pushing only, frictional force is more. Frictional force ज़्यादा है तो applied force is more required in order to change the position of object. As friction is more in case of the pushing, such that what you are supposed to understand one important point: pushing is difficult compared to pulling, or pulling is easier than the pushing. Remember one point: normal force in case of the pulling is mg minus f sin theta. Normal force in case of the pushing is mg plus f sin theta. Mg minus f sin theta value is less than mg minus mg plus f sin theta, as the value of normal force in case of the pulling is smaller than the value of normal force in case of the pushing. So that what you can confirm, sir, the frictional force producing in case of the pulling is less than the frictional force producing in case of the pushing. Less the frictional force, less applied force is enough to change the position. More the frictional force, more applied force is required in order to accelerate this roller, such that pulling is easier than the pushing. One point is clear. Now there might be a question that what is the applied force value in case of the pulling, in case of the pushing, in order to change the position of object. They might ask this question. So now, my dear intelligent, ये वाला friction is equal to what can I write beta? Friction is equal to mu into n1, dear intelligent. Mu value is mu n1 is how much beta? Mg minus f sin theta. So mu mg minus mu f sin theta, sir. Let you consider there is a situation that the roller is just start to slide. Just start to slide means applied force must be equal to limiting friction, dear intelligent. Applied force का value is F cos theta is equal to mu mg minus mu F sin theta we can write. So take the like terms to one side, ये वाला minus, when it comes to this side it is going to become plus, so that we can take F as common when it comes to this side. Cos theta plus mu sin theta we can write, dear intelligent. This is equal to mu into mg sir. Hence the applied force F pulling, ये वाला pulling बेटा, pulling force is equal to mu into mg by cos theta plus mu mg sir, or mu sin theta, cos theta plus mu sin theta. Let you consider that pi equal to angle of friction sir. If you are considering pi equal to angle of friction, then tan pi is equal to mu we can write. So wherever the term mu is present, just substitute it as a tan pi sir. Chalo, I am just taking this point here. So like next I got applied force in case of the pulling is equal to mu into mg by what can I write beta, cos theta plus tan pi into sin theta we can write sir. ये वाला value of this particular thing. And after that we can also write tan pi even in the numerator, ये वाला tan pi mg by, this is cos theta plus tan pi I am writing sin pi by cos pi into sin theta we can write sir. Cos pi is in denominator, so it is going to be taken as LCM, that goes to numerator. Tan pi into mg into cos pi whole upon cos theta into cos pi, my dear intelligent, plus sin theta into sin pi we can write, my dear intelligent. So this is the value of what expanded form of this one. See here, cos pi is the LCM, so this is 1 cos pi into cos theta plus sin pi into sin theta. This cos pi goes to numerator. Then tan pi into cos pi, tan pi into cos pi value is equal to what? Tan pi is sin pi by cos pi, cos pi cancels, then the numerator we will get is mg sin pi whole upon what can I write? Cos a cos b plus sin a sin b is equal to cos a minus b, then cos theta minus pi we can write. So this is the value of the applied force in case of the what's pulling. In case of the pulling, for suppose if you want to determine the minimum value of the pulling, for minimum value of the pulling, minimum force in case of the pulling, then the value fraction should be maximum. Fraction should be maximum only in case of the denominator will be minimum, or else this minimum force is required. Now for minimum force the fraction should be minimum. Fraction should be minimum only if the denominator is maximum. Cos theta maximum value is 1, which is going to be taken place at 0 degrees. Cos 0 equal to 1 equal to cos theta plus pi sir. So hence we can write theta equal to pi. If theta equal to pi, angle what the applied force is making with the horizontal is equal to angle of friction, then what you can able to understand sir? In that case the minimum force is going to be applied on the object. Minimum force is how much? Now you can just write F minimum is equal to mg into sin theta or mg sin theta. Mg sin theta is going to become minimum value of the applied force. So this is the way to calculate the minimum value of the applied force. Pushing is difficult than pulling, or pulling is easier than pushing. In case of the pushing also the similar way you can able to apply. So उस समय में you might get the value of this applied force which is going to be change the position of object in case of the what's up pushing. In case of the pushing we can get it is F equal to mg or mu r into mg we will get better. Mu r into mg, or else we can also write this is equal to what can I write beta? So friction is equal to mu into m2 sir, mu mg plus f sin theta we can write. When it comes to this side it will become minus, so here you will get minus, instead of theta plus pi you will get theta minus pi you will get it theta plus pi. So this is the way to calculate the what minimum force which is required in order to change the position of object. Please copy this one. So dear intelligence, these are the basic important problems where you are supposed to do the mistake. There is a chance of doing the mistake in these type of problems. So let you consider, my dear intelligence, for suppose there is a block placed on the horizontal table upon which along x-axis one perpendicular force is there to 20 Newton, another force is 15 Newton is acting on the same object. So determine the direction and magnitude of the friction so that the block is not moving. Block is at rest. Block is at rest only, not moving. Block is not moving. So whenever block had a position of stationary condition or the position is rest, if block is rest position, then the applied force only will become what's up? Static friction. So it is important to determine the what is the resultant of these two forces, better 20 and 50 Newton. So this net force is how much? That net force only will be equal to friction acting on the object, because applied force only equal to static friction in case of the situation where object is situated at the rest conditions. So now the net force is equal to, we can take root of 20 square plus 15 square, sir. This is equal to root of 400 plus 225. This is equal to root of 625. This is equal to 25 Newton. So what is the applied force? Resultant applied force is equal to 25 Newton is the resultant applied force. So that the static friction acting on this object is 25 Newton, but the static friction always acts opposite to the resultant contact force or resultant net force. So this is the static friction which is equal to 25 Newton. So let's consider this net force is making an angle theta with the horizontal. Then the same angle it will make, see this is theta. So this is theta. So these are the vertically opposite angles. Here 37 degrees means here also 37. Let us check it. Tan theta is equal to, we can write theta is with horizontal. So vertical by horizontal 15 by 20. 5 3s are 5 4s are. So this is equal to 3 by 4. This is equal to, that implies theta equal to 37 degrees are. So what is the direction of this friction beta? Direction of friction is equal to 37 degrees. 37 degrees for suppose if they are giving this is the east, if they are giving this is the west, if they are giving this is the north, and if they are giving this is the south, then what you are supposed to say, sir? 37 degrees west of north. 37 degrees west of north you are supposed to say, or else 37 degrees north of west you have to say, sir. Sorry, 37 degrees north of west you are supposed to say. So this is the direction of the friction and this is the way to calculate the magnitude of friction. Let's come to this case, sir. In this, my dear intelligent, here normal force very important, sir. Most of the people will do the mistake here. Sir, what is the normal force in this case? Normal force is equal to mg. Nice, sir. Normal force is not equal to mg. What is the perpendicular force acting on the object? But here 100 Newton will be taken as the normal reaction. Acha, normal reaction is equal to 100 Newton. So friction coefficient of friction is how much beta? So let me consider that. Now friction is equal to limiting friction. First I am taking mu s n normal force into mu s. ये वाला is sir 0.4 into 100 sir. ये वाला equal to 40 Newton sir. अच्छा, next kinetic friction is equal to how much sir? 0.3 into 100 sir. ये वाला how much sir? 30 Newton sir. Now another important point, dear intelligence, in this case, what is the weight of the object? Weight of the object is acting in downward direction. 5 into g 50 Newton. Weight of the object is acting downward direction, then friction will act in upward direction. But here one most important point, weight of the object is 50 Newton greater than the limiting friction. Greater than the limiting friction means there is no water stationary position for the block, so that if the relative sliding is going to be taken place, immediately when the object is start to slide, उस समय में क्या acceleration है sir for the object? The acceleration of the object is equal to net force by acceleration. Net force by mass we are supposed to take. Net force equal to, it is having 50 Newton downward, 30 Newton kinetic friction upward. 50 minus 30 is equal to what beta? 20 by mass of the object 5. So what is the acceleration? 4 meter per second square is the acceleration in the downward direction. So this is the important point. If you observe this particular case, either be the mass of the object is 5 kg and applied force is 500 Newton, which is making an angle 37 degrees. Now this 500 Newton which is making 37 degrees with the vertical is not perpendicular to this solid object material. So that this 500 500 Newton will not consider as a normal force. Then take the components of this 500 Newton which are perpendicular and parallel to the surface. So this is the force acting towards the block. So the components also will act towards the block only. So now in this case, my dear intelligence, this is the 500 making 37 degrees with the vertical. This is 500 cos 37. We will get, my dear intelligence, 500 cos 37 is 500 into 4 by 5. So which is equal to 400 Newton. 400 Newton in upward direction. And another important point is what, sir? 500 sin 37, we can take intelligence. 500 sin 37 is equal to 500 into what can I write? Sin 37 value is equal to 3 by 5. So 5 ones are 500, so this is equal to 300 Newton. So the normal force acting in this case is equal to 300 Newton. Weight of the object is how much, beta? 50 Newton. mg na, mg means 5 into 10 is equal to 50 Newton is acting in downward direction, whereas upward force is how much, beta? 400 Newton. First of all, you are supposed to check this downward force and this upward force, both are balancing or not. See, 50 Newton, 400 Newton not balancing. 400 Newton is greater than 50. So friction, then the net force of these two is acting in which direction, upward or downward? चलो observe this one. ये वाला 400 upward, ये वाला 50 downward. 400 minus 50, 350. 350 is acting in which direction? Upward direction. So body का acceleration in upward direction. For upward acceleration, then the friction will act in downward direction. So frictional force is acting in downward direction in this case. This is the very important point. Whereas the net force in upward direction is how much, sir? 350 minus friction is how much? Mu n. So mu value is how much? 0.3 into n value is how much, sir? 300. So this is equal to what you can write, beta? 90 Newton. So 350 minus 90 by mass of the body. 350 minus 90 by mass of the body will be taken as what, sir? Acceleration. It is very important that you are supposed to observe the resultant of the components acting on the body is acting in which direction. So opposite to that only you are supposed to assume the friction. Let's come to this case, my dear intelligent. Either 12 kg, mass of the body is 12 kg, and here 500 Newton. For suppose let you consider this is the 5 kg mass. 5 kg mass only. Here 500. Let you take this is the 30, sir. 30. Or else you take this is the 60 degrees. 60 degrees. Then theta connected side, what you will get, beta? Upward direction. 500 cos 60 is 1 by 2, that is equal to what can I write, sir? 250 Newton. And you take this is the 25 kilogram. Then uska weight is acting how much? 250 downward, and the component of force acting in upward is how much, sir? 250 upward, 250 downward. If the component of the applied force is balancing the weight of the body, then उस समय में the net force is going to become 0 before considering the friction. See, component of applied force is 250, weight of the body is 250, weight is balanced by the applied force 250. So net applied force become how much, sir? 0. Net applied force is 0 means friction also going to become 0 only. This is the way you are supposed to remember this particular concepts. So please copy this thing. So now, my dear intelligence, now we are going to discuss very most important application, that is nothing but the friction in case of the connected bodies. So chalo observe this one, sir. Friction in case of the connected bodies. How to apply the concept of friction in case of the connected bodies, sir? As already we studied, sir, connected bodies always you are supposed to take unbalanced load by total mass is equal to acceleration of the system, and unbalanced load equal to plus mg for downward, minus mg for upward, 0 for horizontal, minus mg sin theta upward on the inclined plane, plus mg sin theta downward on the inclined plane, sir. So chalo, my dear intelligent, let first of all I am going to explain this particular important basic concept. So there is a block which is connected by the string whose mass is m, and the man is pulling this block in forward direction. So whatever force he is applying on the block is going to be taken as F, and the tension developing in the string is going to be taken as a T, sir. And one most important point, my dear intelligent, in this case weight of the block is acting in downward direction, normal force is acting in upward direction. Consider there is a presence of friction mu between the block and the surface. Determine the value of tension. So for this type of important thing, for this type of problem, you are supposed to observe first of all applied force is must be if applied force is less than limiting friction. If applied force is less than limiting friction, observe this one, my dear intelligent. If applied force is less than limiting friction, then the string is not going to become tight. Because applied force is not less than limiting friction means object is at a stationary position. Object is at a stationary position means there is a slack observed in the case of the string, such that tension in the string is going to become 0, sir. And applied force is greater than the limiting friction, my dear intelligent. If applied force is greater than the limiting friction, then the tension is equal to applied force minus this mu s n will be taken as the tension present in the object. This is also one of the very most important objective. For suppose sometime, let you consider one example, dear intelligent. I am taking applied force is 20 Newton and 20 Newton one case I am taking, and another important one, another value I am taking, it is 50 Newton in another case I am taking. Let consider mass of the body is equal to 10 kg. Mass of the body is 10 kg and mu s equal mu k equal to 0.3, mu s equal to 0.5 you are taking, sir. Mu k equal to 0.3 and mu s equal to 0.5 I am taking. In this case, or else you just take mu s only 0.3, mu k equal to 0.25 you take, sir. Now observe, first of all determine the limiting friction, sir. Limiting friction is how much beta? N into mu s. So n value is how much, sir? 100 into 0.3, 30 Newton we are getting, sir. Next, applied force, if you are taking 20 Newton, this 20 Newton value is less than 30 Newton. If applied force is less than the limiting friction, there is a slack, that is nothing but there are some ripples observed in case of the string. So the string is not in a stretched condition. When string is not in a stretched condition, then the tension is going to become 0 only. And next, another important point, limiting friction value is 30 Newton only, and the second case the applied force is going to become 50 Newton, sir. 50 Newton value is greater than 30, so 50 greater than 30, then the tension is equal to applied force minus the limiting friction we are supposed to take. Applied force is how much beta? 50 minus 30 is equal to 20 Newton will be taken as the tension present in the string when it is in equilibrium condition. Okay, chalo copy this one. So let's consider one more example, my dear intelligence. So there is a block M1 and another block M2. These are the two blocks connected by inextensible string. The tension in the string is equal to T. Let's consider there is a coefficient of friction mu1 here, there is a coefficient of friction mu2 here. Applied force F is acting on the system. Determine the acceleration of the two blocks A1 and A2. Will they have same acceleration or will they have different acceleration? What is the value of acceleration and what is the value of tension in the string? These type of questions also they will ask. So in this case, tension or applied force F equal to total mass into acceleration I told. But here it is not a rough surface now. So there is not only this external force, there is some other frictional forces also acting. Every time same formula but minus friction need to be taken place. So in this case F minus mu2 m2g minus mu1 m1g is equal to m1 plus m2 into a, sir. We are supposed to write the equation. So after that if you want to calculate the tension value, so T minus mu1 m1g is equal to m1a. If system is having a common acceleration a, sir, so you are supposed to write T minus mu1 m1g is equal to m1a. So this is the way to write the equation for in case of what, sir? Tension present in the string, tension offered by the string. Or else one more important point is there, my dear intelligent, that it is, for suppose I am taking, there is a two block system, length one block is m1 which is connected by the string, and this string is passed over a pulley and connecting to another block m2. So what, let's consider there is a coefficient of friction mu in between m1 and this surface. So what is the value of the acceleration and what is the value of the tension present in the string? So in this case you are supposed to take acceleration equal to unbalanced load by total mass. Simple formula. Unbalanced load for m2 is what? m2g, because it is going in downward direction. Unbalanced load for m1 will be taken as what? Beta 0, because it is going in horizontal direction. But there is a friction minus mu mg, because normal force is equal to m1g. So that way we are supposed write mu m1g upon total mass of the system need to be write m1 plus m2. This is the way to calculate the acceleration. If you want to determine the tension or if you want to determine the tension, then T equal to what can I write? T minus friction. T minus friction, or a simple technique here you can write T this is going in downward direction. T minus m2g, T minus m2g or m2g minus T equal to m2a. This is the equation so that you can able to determine the value of tension present in this thing. Or else if they are asking to determine the tension, you can also write one more equation. This tension is right side, so there is a friction developing between this block and the table. The friction will act in opposite direction, so we can write this is T minus mu m1g is equal to m1a. So T equal to m1a plus mu into m1g. Extra one term is always going to be credited, that it is mu friction term. The value which is related to friction is going to be added. First, suppose I will give one more example. Like here, this is the angle of inclination theta. A object is placed on this inclined plane. Let you consider this is m2 and this is connected by an extensible string which is passed over the pulley and connected to another block m1 sir. So in this case, what is the acceleration and what is the tension developing in the string need to be calculated. So in order to determine the acceleration, I already told you, let's consider m1 is going in downward direction, m2 is going in upward direction beta. So let acceleration A is equal to unbalanced load by total mass. Simple shortcut technique, same technique, need not to worry, need not to afraid also. Simple, this is going in downward direction, so m1g plus m1g. This is going upward on the inclined plane, so that what you have to write minus m2g sin theta, minus m2g sin theta. But one most important point, dear intelligent, on the inclined plane, component parallel to the inclined plane is m2g sin theta and the component perpendicular to inclined plane is m2g cos theta. This is balanced by the normal force. So in case of the inclined plane, friction is equal to, in case of the inclined plane, friction is equal to mu into n sir. Mu into normal force acting in case of the inclined plane is equal to weight of the component of the weight, that is mg cos theta or m2g cos theta in this case. So this friction, as it is going in upward direction, so friction will act in opposite direction. For suppose this block is going downward direction, then friction will act in upward direction. So remember my dear intelligent, if the direction of acceleration is changing, corresponding to that, direction of friction also going to be changed. So now in this case we can write that m1g minus m2g sin theta is the unbalanced load acting on the system in a case in which friction is absent. But here extra friction is acting such that you are supposed to write minus friction, minus Fk, not Fs. Why? Because it is accelerating. By m1 plus m2 you are supposed to write. This Fk value is how much sir? Mu k into m2g cos theta in case of the inclined plane. So this is the way to determine the value of acceleration. For suppose I am getting this is, I am taking this is 1 kg and this is also 1 kg. This I am taking 37 degrees. Let take g equal to 10 meter per second square, my dear intelligent. The block here it is in 1 kg, here it is 1 kg, g is 10 and angle of inclination is equal to 37 degrees. Determine the value of acceleration. This is m1g na, so 1 into 10. This is going to become 10 beta. So ye wala become 10 minus m2g means also 10 sin 37. 10 sin 37 is equal to what can I write sir? 3 by 5, 5 to the 6 Newton. 10 cos 37 is equal to 4 to the 8 Newton we can get sir. So now remember one important point my dear intelligent, 10 minus m2g sin 37 is equal to 6 minus friction value is how much beta? Let you take coefficient of friction is equal to 10 minus 6 is how much? Now we got mu k m2g cos theta value how much I am taking? Let 8 and you take this coefficient of friction equal to 0.5 or else 0.7 you take. Coefficient of friction is 0.7. This value is 8 into 0.7 is how much beta? 5.6. So let I am taking this is 5.6. Now what answer I got? 10 minus 6 minus 5.6. So this is 10 minus 11.6. 10 minus 11.6 means minus 1.6. So minus 1.6 is coming now sir. I assume the direction is downward now sir. So direction of the acceleration is reverse. Wrong. Oh, it is completely wrong sir. So that is in case of the presence of the friction. In presence of the friction, if acceleration of the system is negative, then the system is supposed to be at rest only. Remember this point. In absence of the friction, if A you are getting negative, the direction what you taken is reverse. If A downward you got -2, then you are supposed to take +2 you are supposed to take. That is another one. But in presence of the friction, if you are getting acceleration as negative, then the system is supposed to be at rest only. Why? Because if acceleration direction you are changing, corresponding to that friction direction also need to be changed. If friction direction is changing, again you will get negative value only. That means in presence of the friction, if acceleration of the connected bodies is going to become negative, then the system is supposed to be at rest only. This is point you are supposed to remember. Some more problems we will discuss. Chalo, copy this one. So now we will discuss these particular problems sir. Is a very important. There are two blocks are there. A block of mass m1. So this is connected by a string, but such that the string is making certain angle theta with the horizontal, which is passed over the pulley, and this is connected to the another block in m2. Determine the ratio of m1 and m2. m1 and m2 ratio is how much? So that m1 starts to slide sir. m1 just start to slide means, in which case m1 start to slide beta? m1 start to slide means limiting friction is equal to applied force only. So but here in this case the tension here T means here also T only. It is a massless thing we are considering in this case. So as it is just start to slide means tension in this case is equal to m2g only, because these are going to be balanced. The tension in the string is equal to m2g. Now tension is making certain angle here. So theta connected side here T cos theta, and upward direction is T sin theta. We will take components will act in the direction of vector quantity only. Unka weight m1g acting in downward direction, but normal force acting in upward direction. There is a rough surface that nothing but coefficient of friction. So the limiting friction which is equal to mu into n, we can write, my dear intelligent. So now first of all determine the normal force in this case, as it is in equilibrium in the vertical direction. So upward force equal to downward force, such that m is equal to m1g minus T sin theta, we can write sir. This is the value of the normal force in this case. And after that we are supposed to determine the limiting friction beta. Limiting friction is equal to mu into n. So mu into m1g minus mu into T sin theta, we can write, intelligent. And of course as it is just start to slide, just sliding. So T cos theta is the applied force which is equal to limiting friction. A wala we can write mu m1g minus mu T sin theta, we can write sir. So this is T value, just replace it as m2g. So now I am writing m2g cos theta. Take this one to here sir, minus will become plus, that is also m2g into mu sin theta is equal to mu into m1g, we can write sir. Chalo, you take m2g as common, my dear intelligent. m2g of cos theta plus m2g of cos theta plus mu sin theta is equal to mu into m1g sir, mu into m1g. So now g and g is going to be cancelled. We are supposed to calculate the value of what sir? m1 by m2. So m1 by m2 is equal to cos theta plus mu sin theta, by mu. This is the value of the m1 by m2. For suppose if they are giving this is 37 degrees sir, the angle that what the string is making is equal to 37 degrees, and another important known value is required to mu equal to 0.5. Let you take that mu equal to 0.5 and angle is equal to 37 degrees. What is the value of cos 37 plus 0.5 into sin 37 by 0.5? If you are substituting the values, so you can able to get the answer for the m1 by m2. And another important point, there is a particular rectangular shaped wedge is there. A person is standing on this rectangular wedge mass is small m and the person mass is capital M, they are saying, and the person is holding the rope, pulling the rope, so that he is applying a force F which is equal to tension developing in the rope, such that the person and the rope are here. This particular rope is passed over the pulleys and it is going to be connected like this. It is connected like this. So the coefficient of friction between this wedge and the ground is equal to mu. Determine the value of applied force so that this wedge is not going to be slipped from the surface. So for that purpose, my dear intelligent, man and wedge together, total mass is equal to capital M plus small m. What is the total mass of the man and this wedge? The total mass equal to M plus m. Okay, this into G is equal to what you can write beta? Normal force plus normal force acting upward direction, tension also acting upward direction, N plus T we can write, sir. But in this case, my dear intelligent, this T equal to applied force by the man. So T equal to F only we can write. So now N is equal to M plus M into G minus T I am writing. This is the value of the normal force. But as there is no relative slipping, relative sliding, so here this is the tension having, the same string is connected to here. So the same tension is going to be present at this point. This tension is equal to limiting friction. So that is why there is no relative sliding. And so that what we can write, sir? T is equal to mu n. Important implies what you can write, sir? T is equal to mu into M plus M into G minus mu T. That minus mu into T, take this side, sir, minus will become plus, then T is equal to mu G of M plus M upon 1 plus mu we can write. So this is the value of the tension present in the string, or this is only the value of the force applied by the man in order to avoid the slipping. This wedge is at the rest only with respect to ground. So this is the way to determine the particular problem. Or else suppose they are asking what is the acceleration of the wedge. That time you are supposed to take T minus mu n equal to ma. Ma means M plus M into A you are supposed to take. M plus M into A you are supposed to take. This is the way to calculate this type of problems. Chalo, copy this one. So now my dear intelligence, we are going to discuss about the concept of pseudo force with friction. Pseudo force with friction. We are going to discuss about the pseudo force with friction. Consider a truck is accelerating with an acceleration A, sir. A truck is accelerating with an acceleration A. So this is the truck. A truck is going with some acceleration A. So that at rear end or at back side of the vehicle, there one granite stone is placed whose mass is m. So truck having acceleration, the acceleration of the truck is A in forward direction. So that this rock is at rest or else it will be sliding. Whatever the object which is placed at rear end of the vehicle is sliding or at rest is with respect to moving vehicle only. Is with respect to moving vehicle means vehicle का acceleration है. Vehicle का acceleration है तो vehicle will be considered as a accelerated frame of reference. Accelerated frame of reference means non-inertial frame of reference. In case of the non-inertial frame of reference, there is a pseudo force acting on the object in a direction opposite to the acceleration of the system. So the pseudo force acting on the object is equal to mass of the body into acceleration of the truck, sir. ये वाला known as the pseudo force acting on the object. So determine what are the values of the time in which it comes to it fall down, or the value of the particular things in which it is going to cover some displacement. Like these questions will ask better. So let's consider there is a friction, sir. The friction is equal to mu into S or mu into N. Mu into N is nothing but N is equal to mg only because it is a horizontal surface. Horizontal surface, so mu mg we are writing, sir. Let I am taking, my dear intelligent, first point. If pseudo force equal to limiting friction, or if pseudo force less than the limiting friction, if pseudo force less than the limiting friction, then what happens, sir? Block will be at rest only. Block will be at rest. Block will be at rest relative to truck. Block will be at rest relative to truck. Block will be at rest relative to truck. And what is the acceleration of the truck? ma is equal to उस समय में if applied force is less than the limiting friction, applied force only static friction. So MA is equal to Fs we can write static friction. MA only equal to static friction we can write, sir. And in this particular case, MA is equal to, for suppose if you are considering this pseudo force equal to limiting friction, just sliding. MA equal to mu mg, cancel. Then the acceleration for which maximum acceleration for which the block is in contact is equal to mu times the g, sir. This is the acceleration of the truck, so that the object which is placed at rear end is not going to be displaced from that particular point. There is one more particular important case is going to be there, that it is if A is greater than mu g, acceleration of truck is greater than mu g, then what you can get? Net force equal to mass into acceleration. New acceleration, let you assume A dash, simple, sir. Truck is accelerating with an acceleration A, it is acting in right side, so pseudo force will act left side. Consider the case that pseudo force is less than the limiting friction, hence the pseudo force only will be taken as the static friction between the body and this floor of the vehicle. Whenever static friction is there is no relative sliding, so common acceleration is there. Next, if the pseudo force equal to limiting friction, object start to slide, but it is not going to be accelerate. So उस समय में MA equal to mu mg, so A equal to mu g we can write. A equal to mu g. What is the common maximum acceleration? Mu into g, that is the common maximum acceleration we can able to determine. After important points, sir, let you consider the case that the object placed back of the vehicle is displacing. Means pseudo force is greater than the limiting friction. If pseudo force is greater than the limiting friction, A, what is the resultant acceleration? A wala not equal to mu g. A acceleration is going to be greater than mu g. Net force equal to pseudo force minus kinetic friction mu k mg equal to ma dash. M going to be cancelled. So the resultant acceleration is equal to acceleration of the truck minus mu k into g. So this is the value of acceleration with which it is sliding backward, sliding. It is the object is here, sliding. It is going to be fall down. After what time it is going to be fall down? Let you consider there is a distance from the end point of this truck to this position is s. So s is equal to ut plus half at square. We can write a dash. So now we are supposed to take u equal to 0. So half a dash t square is equal to s only. So t equal to square root of s by 2s by a dash we can write, sir. 2s by a dash. Substitute a dash value there. T is equal to s by root of s by 2s by a minus mu k into g, where a is the acceleration of track, mu k is the kinetic friction, and pseudo force is greater than the limiting friction between the body and the object. And they might ask you to calculate what is the velocity when it is sliding from the end of the vehicle. That is equal to u plus at. U is acting as 0 because initially it is at rest at. So a minus mu kg into this time we are supposed to take, sir. So this is the way to calculate the what, sir? Particular point in which pseudo force and the friction both are going to be applicable. One more question also there might be asked, that it is, for suppose a truck is going such that object is placed in front of the truck which is not falling down. So this is the truck, my dear intelligent. So I am placing one object whose mass is m. While you are going on the bike, the object whatever is there in front of you will be sticking to your body only. So उस समय में let consider the body is having acceleration a, then the pseudo force will act in opposite direction. The pseudo force is equal to mass of the body into acceleration. Then the pseudo force only will act as the normal force beta. So now the limiting friction is equal to mu s into normal force, that is mu s into ma. This is the limiting friction. This object will not slide down until the weight of the body is equal to limiting friction. So mg is equal to mu s into ma. Can cancel. So a equal to g by mu s. See, a equal to mu g. If object is placed at rear and back side, a equal to g by mu s. If object is placed in front of the truck. So this is the way to calculate the problems where pseudo force and friction both are going to be applicable. Chalo copy this one. So now this is also very most important beta. This is the previous question came from this concept, that is the sliding of chain on a horizontal table, sir. So dear intelligence, let I am considering a chain whose length is equal to L, sir. So the chain is suspended. The chain placed on the horizontal table, certain part of length of chain is going to be suspended in the air, such that there is no sliding taken place in the remaining part of the length. Let you consider capital L equal to total length of the chain. Total length of the chain. Total length of the chain whose mass is equal to capital M, sir. Capital M is the mass of the total length of chain. Then mass per unit length is equal to, let I am writing M by L, which is going to be uniform everywhere on the chain, sir. Let you consider, my dear intelligent, small L or X length of chain is suspending. X length of chain is suspending means L minus X length of chain is present on the table. So mass of the or weight of the X part of the chain is equal to weight of the X part or X length of chain is equal to mass of the X length into G. Mass of the X length is what? Total mass X by L into G. So this is the weight of this suspended part, sir. Next, another important point. What is the weight of the part of the chain which is placed on the table? Remaining mass is how much? But how much length? L minus X length. What is the mass per unit length? M by L into G. So this is the weight of the chain which is present on the horizontal table, on which normal force is acting. Then the normal force is equal to what can I write, sir? Mg into L minus X by L. So this is the value of normal force in this case. If this surface is the rough surface, my dear intelligent, then the coefficient of friction between the chain and the table is equal to mu, and this is not sliding because the weight of the suspended body is balanced by the friction. Weight of the suspending part of the chain balanced with the friction. As long as there is a balancing between weight of the suspending part and the friction between the table and the remaining part of the chain, then the chain is going to be exist in the equilibrium condition or the stationary condition. So now, my dear intelligence, in this case mu n is equal to weight of the suspending part, that is mg into x by L we can write. So now mu into what is the n value? Mu mg into L minus x by L is equal to mg into x by L, sir. mg going to be gaya, sir. L and L also going to be cancelled. So my dear intelligent, you are going to write mu equal to x by L minus x we can write, beta. Mu value is equal to x by L minus x. This is the value we can write. Sometimes there might be a question that the suspending part of the length is equal to 1 by n of the L, or else L by 10, 1/10 of total chain, or 1/5 of total length of the chain, or 1/20th of the total length of chain remains in the air but chain is not displacing. उस समय में x equal to 1 by n into L, that is nothing but L by n we can write. So mu equal to L by n by L by n minus L minus L by n we can write, sir. So we can able to determine that mu equals to L by n into by, this is what we can write, L into n minus L by n we can write, sir. So you can able to cancel this n and you can take L as common. So 1 by n minus 1 equal to mu. So then n minus 1 equal to 1 by mu we can write. So n equal to 1 plus 1 by mu we can write. So n equal to mu plus 1 by mu we can write. So this is the value of the n in terms of the coefficient of friction, and this is the value of coefficient of friction in terms of the length of the chain and the part of the chain that is going to be suspended. If x length of chain is suspending in A, total length of chain is L, then length of the chain that suspending in air by length of the chain that present on the table is equal to mu value. Simple, very simple. You are supposed to able to take mu value is equal to length of the chain that present in the air by length of the chain that present on the table. हो गया आंसर. और n equal to 1 plus mu by mu we can write, sir. Please copy this one, my dear intelligence. So now, my dear intelligence, that we are going to discuss motion of body on inclined plane. This is motion of body on inclined plane. So important point connection to this one, very simple and important, sir. Let's consider there is an inclined plane. So our angle of inclination is theta. First, suppose sometimes if they might give there is a inclined plane such that the inclination is in 1 in 10 or 1 in 10, 2 in 5, 3 in 5. 3 in 5 means sin theta equal to 3 by 5 are supposed to take. If they are saying that the inclination is 1 in 10, you are supposed to take sin theta equal to 1 by 10 only. So let's consider there is a object placed on this inclined plane whose mass is equal to m. So here this and weight of the body always acts in perpendicular to inclined plane. This is in 90 degrees. So component of weight which is perpendicular to inclined plane is equal to mg cos theta, and the component of weight which is parallel to the inclined plane is equal to mg sin theta. As I am considering, for suppose it is a smooth inclined plane, then the friction is going to become 0. Acceleration is due to only mg sin theta. So in this case, a is equal to g sin theta. We can take acceleration of the object equal to g sin theta. Let's consider this object is start to slide from rest position. Initial velocity equal to 0. Then the time taken by it to come to the bottom of the inclined plane is equal to s equal to ut plus half at square, rt equal to root of 2l by a. We can write root of 2l by g sin theta. We can write, my dear intelligence. From this particular point, base of the inclined plane is b and length travelled is l. Then what can I write, sir? b by l is equal to cos theta. We can write, my dear intelligence. In that case, l is equal to b by cos theta. We can write, sir. So here l is equal to b by cos theta. We can write. Chalo, substitute this b by l equal to b by cos theta value. So t is equal to in that case l by 2 by g sin theta into l by cos theta. We are writing, my dear intelligence. So this might become square root of 2l by g sin theta cos theta. If you are multiplying with 2, then it will become sin 2 theta. 2 to the 4 here. 4l by sin 2 theta we can write that. There might or 4b. This is base of the inclined plane. 4b by g sin 2 theta. There might be a question, determine the minimum time, so that determine the time or determine the angle of inclination. For that the time is going to become minimum. For minimum time, this denominator should be maximum. Denominator should be maximum means sin 2 theta maximum value is 1. Sin of which angle is 1 beta 90 degrees. So sin 2 theta equal to 90 degrees we can take, sir. Hence theta is equal to 45 degrees. If theta is equal to 45 degrees, if angle of inclination is 45 degrees, then the time taken by the body to slide down the inclined plane is going to become minimum. What is the condition for the minimum time? The angle of inclination must become 45 degrees, so that the time taken by the body to reach bottom of the inclined plane will become minimum, sir. If you are substituting sin 2 theta equal to 90, then the minimum time is equal to 4 root of 4b by g. Root of 4b by g, or theta equal to 45 degrees na beta. If you are substituting here, so minimum time is equal to square root of 2l by g sin 45. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So square root of 2 root 2l by g we can write, sir, in terms of l. In terms of b means root of 4b by g we can write. This is the value of minimum time in case of the smooth inclined plane. And another important point, what is the velocity before it reach the ground or before it leave the inclined plane? b square minus c square equal to 2as. Everywhere wherever a is there, there you are supposed to write g sin theta. On the inclined plane a equal to g sin theta. Rest of all values are going to be same like a kinematics equations only. So chalo, now we are going to discuss motion of the body on the rough inclined plane. One in downward direction, one in upward direction. Both the points we are supposed to discuss. So now my dear intelligence, in this case very most important point first I am taking. Object is moving in downward direction on the rough inclined plane, sir. On the rough inclined plane. If object is sliding down, if object is sliding down on the inclined plane, then friction will act in upward direction, sir. For downward motion, friction will act upward. For upward motion, friction will act in downward direction. Let you consider, it is important to discuss what is the angle of repose, sir. Angle of repose. Angle of repose is equal to angle of inclination at which angle of repose is equal to angle of inclination at which relate to sliding, means dynamic equilibrium is going to be taken place. Alpha equal to theta at which body start to slide. At which body start to slide. This is called angle of repose. Angle of inclination at which body start to slide will be considered as the angle of what's the angle of repose only. For suppose I am taking this object and keeping the object like this, inclination is there. Now it is not moving. If I am increasing the angle of inclination, increasing at one particular point, object start to slide. That angle of inclination at which object start to slide is known as the angle of repose. Let me consider, my dear intelligent, the component parallel to the inclined plane is mg sin theta, perpendicular to inclined plane is mg cos theta, and the friction which is acting is F, and the normal force is L, sir. Normal force is equal to mg cos theta in case of the what inclined plane. If object is placed on the inclined plane and no external force is acting, then the normal force is equal to mg cos theta only we will take. And another important point of friction is equal to mu into n. So mu mg cos theta we can write, sir. Mu mg cos theta we can write. Angle of inclination equal to angle of repose, then friction equal to mg sin alpha we can write. Mg sin alpha. So whereas f value is what we can write beta, mu mg cos alpha equal to mg sin alpha we can write. Mg get cancelled, cos alpha going to that side, tan alpha equal to mu again we are getting. On the inclined plane, and tan of angle of repose is equal to mu only. On the inclined plane, mu is equal to tan of angle of repose need to be considered as the mu value. Let you consider the object is going in downward direction, sir. Object is going in downward direction. उस समय में downward force is mg sin theta minus friction, minus kinetic friction is equal to ma. This is what you are supposed to take. Yet limiting equilibrium. If object is in limiting equilibrium on the inclined plane, downward force is mg sin theta minus kinetic friction equal to ma we can write. So this is equal to mg sin theta minus mu into mg cos theta is equal to ma we can write, sir. We can take m as common and it is going to be cancelled. Hence acceleration of the body which is moving on the inclined plane in the limiting equilibrium or object experiencing a force, component of force is just enough to slide it, then the acceleration is equal to g of sin theta minus mu cos theta. G of sin theta minus mu cos theta. This is the very important. If applied force is just enough to slide the body on the inclined plane, then the acceleration of the system in case of the downward direction is equal to g of sin theta minus mu k cos theta. This is the acceleration value. If any other external forces are acting, then you are supposed to take mg sin theta plus f minus friction. mg sin theta plus downward force minus friction is equal to mass into acceleration. This is the way to calculate the acceleration. If no external force is there, then the acceleration on the inclined plane equal to g of sin theta minus mu cos theta. Then what is the value of the time taken to reach the bottom of the inclined plane, sir? 2l by a. 2l by a means g of sin theta minus mu cos theta we can write. So this is the time taken by the object that it is taking to reach the bottom of the inclined plane. And what is the value of the velocity on bottom of the inclined plane beta v square minus u square equal to 2as na. So v equal to square root of 2as, a value कितना बेटा 2gs or 2gl into sin theta minus mu cos theta. This is the value of this velocity on reaching the bottom of the inclined plane. V equal to square root of 2gl into sin theta minus mu cos theta. This is the value of the velocity on reaching the bottom of the inclined plane. And what is the total displacement it is going to be traveled? If they are asking means v square minus u square equal to 2as or s equal to ut plus half at square. Like that equation you are going to take and you are going to substitute the given values so that you can able to determine. But in case of the downward motion on the inclined plane, acceleration always will be taken as g of sin theta minus mu cos theta you are supposed to be taken. And upward motion, copy this one. Up the inclined plane, up the plane. If body is moving up the plane, let's consider there is a inclined plane whose angle of inclination is theta. My dear intelligent, focus here are very important. Object is placed at bottom of the inclined plane. उनका mass is m sir, उनका weight is acting in downward direction, ये वाला mg. So downward force is you are getting it is mg sin theta, and here perpendicular to plane you are getting mg cos theta, and the normal force is n only. Okay, so n normal force is equal to what can I write sir? mg cos theta, my dear intelligent. As object is going upward direction, as object is going in upward direction, friction will act in downward direction. Friction value is equal to how much sir? Mu into n. Friction is equal to mu into n, such that as it is going in upward direction, chalo you assume sir, the minimum force required to make the body to move in upward direction, that is the resultant force. F resultant is upward minus mg sin theta downward minus friction also downward is equal to 0 for equilibrium. Then the minimum resultant force is equal to mg sin theta plus friction sir. This is equal to mg sin theta plus mu into mg cos theta, because friction is equal to mu into normal force and the normal force is equal to mg cos theta only. So the reaction force or the resultant force which is required to make the object into equilibrium condition is equal to mg sin theta plus mu mg cos theta sir. And another important point, my dear intelligent, if there is a force acting on the object so that it is getting upward acceleration, that means this Fr minus mg sin theta minus friction is equal to total mass into acceleration. ये वाला simple technique sir. So what is the net force which is required to make the body into acceleration in upward direction beta? mg sin theta plus mu mg cos theta plus ma sir. This is the value of the what sir? A net force which is required in order to make the body to move up the inclined plane. Chalo my dear intelligent, one most important point, if I am taking a object and throwing object upward direction on the inclined plane, okay, that's an important point as we discussed now. Upward throwing a object in vertically upward direction. ये वाला assume the same condition, object is placed at bottom of the inclined plane and I am throwing the object up the inclined plane beta. As I am throwing object up the inclined plane, as it is going in upward direction, reaction force equal to mg, a resultant force equal to mg. So mg means you are taking our resultant force is equal to ma is equal to mg of sin theta plus mu cos theta. So mn cancel. What is the upward acceleration the body is getting? G of sin theta plus mu cos theta sir. G of sin theta plus mu cos theta is the acceleration of the body in upward direction. Chalo likho ji faster. So this acceleration is equal to a equal to g of sin theta plus mu cos theta is object is moving in upward direction. Then initially it had some velocity. Finally after going to certain position, for suppose the body comes to here, which is at a height h sir. Which is at a height h from the base of the inclined plane. Yet which unka velocity is going to become 0. Final velocity is 0. In what time object come to rest, or how much time it is taking to come to rest sir? So now we can write v equal to u plus ab. So v value is 0. 0 means it is decelerating. So v u minus g of sin theta plus mu cos theta into t. So time to come to rest, u by g of sin theta plus mu cos theta. So this is the value of time taken in which the body comes to rest. Or else they might ask you to calculate, how much distance it travel, or how much length it travel, or what is the height at which it comes to rest. ये displacement का नाम मैं I am taking it as s. So s is equal to ut plus half at square. If we are using that one, it will become difficult. So चलो use this one sir, v square minus u square equal to 2as. So v value is equal to 0. A is a deceleration because it is going in upward direction. As it is going in upward direction, the acceleration is the what acting opposite to the velocity. Acting opposite to the velocity means what happens? Velocity decreasing है तो at somewhere the velocity is going to become 0. Velocity upward, acceleration downward, so that it is a decelerated motion, sir. So that is the a equal to minus g of sin theta plus mu cos theta, or g of sin theta plus mu cos theta in downward direction, down the plane. So ये वाला u square equal to 2g of or 2gs of sin theta plus mu cos theta. We can write. If they are asking what is s value is equal to u square by 2g of sin theta plus mu cos theta. This is the way. If they are asking what is the h value, h is equal to this length is s, h is opposite side. So sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, then h equal to s into s sin theta. S into s sin theta is the value of the maximum height at which the body is going to come to rest. After this, another important points are there, which are previous JEE questions only, sir. That's a very important. But they ask even in NEET exam also. Model is very important. Chalo. Just we'll discuss, sir. Okay, listen, beta. So there is a inclined plane. Okay, ये inclined plane. So total length of the inclined plane is L, sir. L is the total length of the inclined plane, such that some part. How much part let you take? L by n length is rough surface. L by n length is rough surface, or else you take smooth surface. L by n length of the inclined plane is the smooth surface. ऊपर में एक ऑब्जेक्ट उनका मास m start to slide, my dear intelligent. After traveling this L by n length, this object might come to here, na sir. So from there onwards, there is a rough surface. And angle of inclination, let you take, it is theta. How much length is inclined rough surface? How much length is rough surface, beta? L minus L by n. So which is equal to L, we can take common, L minus 1 by n. This much length is what's a rough surface. So due to this rough surface, or due to the presence of friction, this block comes to rest at bottom. Again final velocity becomes 0 only. Okay, so what is the value of this n, or what is the relation between n and theta? They will ask you to determine. If mu equals to tan alpha or else tan lambda, mu equals to tan lambda means what, beta? Angle of repose. So chalo, now you can write, sir, or else this tan theta only equal to, let's leave it, sir. So simple. First you consider it is starting from A and going to reach B. From A to B it is smooth surface. Displacement traveled is L by n, sir. Initially velocity 0, sir. Acha, from A to B what can I take, sir? V square minus u square equal to 2as, sir. V square we don't know, minus 0 to A. A value in downward direction, what is acceleration? G of sin theta minus mu cos theta into L by n. Okay, so this V square is equal to now 2gl by n into sin theta minus mu cos theta. This is the value. V square is equal to 2gl by n into sin theta minus mu cos theta. As it is smooth surface, so this is 0, this is 0. So V square is equal to what you can write, sir? 2gl sin theta by n. Because it is smooth surface, no beta. Smooth surface means mu is going to become 0 from A to B. ये वाला 0. So now after getting this velocity, the velocity, final velocity after the end of smooth surface will be become the initial velocity before starting of rough surface. So now what can I write? Again you can apply the same equation. 0 minus v square equal to 2as. A value is how much beta? G of sin theta minus mu cos theta into 2as. S is how much? L of n minus 1 by n we can write. So this is minus in there. So substitute v square value. Minus 2gl sin theta by n is equal to 2gl into n minus 1 by n of sin theta minus mu cos theta. This is the value. So now n and n cancel, 2gl cancel, minus sin theta is there. So simply we can write this is minus sin theta is equal to n minus 1 into sin theta. N minus 1 sin theta minus, what can I write, sir? Minus mu cos theta into n minus 1 beta. So if you are taking, chalo take this value to here. So what can I write? N minus 1 sin theta minus sin theta, or else take this value to here, some mu cos theta into n minus 1 equal to n sin theta minus sin theta. See, n into sin theta, n sin theta, minus 1 into sin theta minus sin theta, when it comes to this side, plus sin theta. So gaya. So now what can I write, sir? Mu is equal to sin by cos is equal to tan theta into n by n minus 1. So this is the value of the mu, sir. You are supposed to remember this value is very very important. So chalo next another important point is there that we will discuss. For suppose a object is projecting upward on the rough inclined plane. A object is projecting on the rough inclined plane. Like here we are having a rough inclined plane. Half inclination is theta. A object is projecting on the rough inclined plane, sir. उनका mass is m. पूरा rough inclined plane only. Okay. So this is projecting on the inclined plane with an initial velocity u. It reaches the maximum height, again comes to the bottom of the plane with some other velocity v. So determine the ratio of v and u. This is the question. Throwing with initial velocity u and it is coming with some other final velocity v. So what are the ratios of that v and u? Why? Because upward acceleration is minus g of sin theta plus mu cos theta. Downward is g of sin theta minus mu cos theta. Accelerations are different, so that what happens, sir? Velocities bar at the same points also going to become different. So now in this case, let I take it up to the plane and up to the plane. Somewhere unka velocity is going to become 0, na? So v square minus u square equal to 2as. So 2l g of sin theta plus mu cos theta. Sin theta plus mu cos theta minus. So this is 0. So minus cancel. So u square equal to 2gl of what can I write, sir? Sin theta plus mu cos theta. So this is the value of the initial velocity. Next, when velocity is going to become 0, beta, consider a situation at which final velocity is going to become 0. Then in the reverse condition, this is only will become as the initial. So उस समय में again what can I take, sir? Same value v square minus 0 square equal to 2gl of sin theta minus mu cos theta. We can write for downward motion acceleration equal to g of sin theta minus mu cos theta. So take the ratio of v square by u square equal to 2gl of sin theta minus mu cos theta by sin 2gl of sin theta plus mu cos theta. here to here going to be gaya sir. So now what we can write, my dear intelligence? So v by u is equal to sin theta minus mu cos theta by sin theta plus mu cos theta under root theta. So there, if you are taking sin theta is common, then what can I write? Under root 1 minus mu tan theta by 1 plus mu, what you can write? 1 minus mu cos by sin na beta, cos by sin, 1 minus mu cot theta by 1 plus mu cot theta we can write. Or else if you are taking cos as common, square root of tan theta minus mu by tan theta plus mu we can write. This is the value of ratio of the velocities. Those are the values of ratios of the velocities. Please copy that one. Please copy that one, that v by u equal to root of sin theta minus mu cos theta by sin theta plus mu cos theta. If I am taking sin theta common, 1 minus mu cot theta by 1 plus mu cot theta. If I am taking cos theta as common, root of tan theta minus mu by tan theta plus mu. So these are the very most important points regarding the friction. Block on block concept is there. Block on block concept with circular motion I will explain in next video. Please go through this total so that you people get a perfect idea about friction and you can able to solve any kind of question. Thank you so much, my dear intelligence.